Karting drivers may not be as prestigious as Formula 1 or IndyCar racers, but the men on this list have crushed F1 champions like Senna, Schumacher, Hamilton and Alonso. While they kept clinching karting world championships, their rivals moved up the ranks. As I told in an earlier video, dominance is not common in karting. Achieving 2 or more world championship titles is outrageous. So who are these demigods of racing that you may not even have heard of? Spoiler alert, if you didn't know why karting history circles around Italy, I will open your eyes in this video. Based on the amount of karting world championship titles, I've brought out the best 5 and a few honourable mentions. In the year 1990, a rookie called Danilo Rossi stormed the world of karting by winning the Formula A World Championship. Despite triumphing in a secondary category, he proved his worth only a year later in the Formula C World Championship by standing on the podium. Just 18-year-old Rossi incredibly won 2 different World Championship titles within 2 weeks in 1992. Yeah, that year was all about the twos, claiming 100cc and 125cc shifter crowns as well as the World Cup held in Japan. He was the first driver in the history of CIK FIA karting to do it, nevertheless in a single year, beating the reigning triple shifter world champion Alessandro Piccini among the star cluster field. The now double world champion, having already clinched titles in Formula K and Formula C, moved to bigger Formula cars and raced in Formula 3 for a few years before switching back to karting again. His return was long awaited as he nearly snatched another double crown in 1997, becoming champion in Formula Super A in France and coming second behind countryman Gianluca Beggio in Formula C 125cc shifter class. His contribution to single speeds in 1998 resulted in a P5 in the World Championships, but double duty in 1999 rounded up his driving career in style by winning Formula Super A World Championship in Marienburg, Belgium, beating future Formula 1 World Champions Kimi Räikkönen and Fernando Alonso in the process. He also secured another second place in his Formula C campaign in 1999, finishing his shifter career with a single world title on top of 2 podium finishes. He joined CRG Car Team as a team manager and started his own chassis brand DR Racing Kart in 2008 that is active to date. Danilo Rossi goes down in the history as one of the 2 drivers to win World Karting Championships in 3 pinnacle engine categories, Formula K, Formula C and Formula Super A respectively, retiring at the age of 25 as a reigning world champion. I mentioned the likes of Alessandro Piccini, who absolutely dominated the shifter fields in the early 90s and was also a top contender for number 5 in this list. The 4-time Formula C champion in 87, 90, 91 and 93, just missing out to Rossi in 92, collected so many Italian championships and topped 6 World Championship finishes it actually got impossible to follow. He became Formula C European champion in 2001 and collected 2 more podiums in the Super ICC in the years to come. Today, the 61-year-old veteran is back at the track again and raced in Andrea Margutti Trophy in 2024, having finished his active career a decade ago. While Rossi stopped the dominant Piccini from becoming a 4-time consecutive world champion, we will go way back in time to forget about the Italian drivers for a moment. François Goldstein became the first 4-time consecutive world champion and the only one in single-speed categories through the history of karting already in the 70s. The Belgian karting legend kicked off his international career already in 1964 in the first ever CIK FIA World Championships. The rapid young man even stormed to a pole position, but his inexperience led to a valiant P4 finish. In 1967, he narrowly missed out on his first world title, losing to his Italian counterpart to finish second in the Senior World Championships over the course of 3 races. His unrivaled persistence to train and fine-tune his kart reigned supreme in 1969 when he wins all 3 rounds in the Senior World Championships and also European Championship events he participated in. The campaign was cut down to just 1 round from the change of the decade, but nothing stopped Goldstein from clinching his second world title in France, beating the pole-sitter, future Formula 1 world champion and Nico Rosberg's father, Keke Rosberg. In 1971, he again became the world and European karting champion, gambling on new Goodyear tires that proved capable of winning. One year, the big man even built his own chassis because he didn't find any of the market ones nice to drive. In 1972, he clinched his 5th consecutive title in Sweden despite qualifying via the second chance heat. that is known nowadays as a heat of crashes because only the top 6 advance to finals. The great Goldstein has to surrender his 1973 title to Terry Fullerton, the famous karting nemesis of Ayrton Senna, after getting a puncture and a disqualification from a crash with Fullerton at the World Championships held in his native Belgium. In 1974, he finished his P3, losing out to Formula 1 driver Riccardo Patrese, but Goldstein regains his honours a year later in France to retire from karting for good. Another good contender for our top 5 list also comes from Belgium, but he dominated the world of shifter karting just a mere 35 years later. Jonathan Thonon was crowned KZ1 World Cup champion 4 times between 2007 and 2011, securing the first 3 consecutively. Becoming a World Cup champion 4 times had nothing to do with him not breaking through in the World Championships. Due to political reasons between 2007 and 2012, the World Championships were held as World Cups, despite being the same level events. On the way to his 4th title in 2011, he actually smashed a field with 8 World Karting champions, including our top driver of the list. He also became KF1 World Champion in 2008, ICA and KZ1 European Champion in 2002 and 2008 respectively. He further scored Shifter World Championship silver medal in 2006, 4 European Championship podiums and wins in the prestigious Supernationals, WSK Euro and World Series. If you have watched this video thus far, I hope you are enjoying this blast from the past. Please hit that like button and subscribe to Kartletic's YouTube channel. You guys are my motivation to keep these longer form videos coming. Thanks for your support. Gianluca Beggio was the dominator of Formula C in the 90s, becoming the one-of-a-kind back-to-back 4-time world champion, repeating what Francois Goldstein managed 25 years earlier in single-speed categories. The absolute monster man behind the wheel was long famous in the karting world before his World Championship titles. He became an European champion in Formula K already in 1992, achieving many top 10 finishes before his triumphant years. But in 1995, at Valle Vibrata, Beggio finally wins, beating the last year's champion Jarno Trulli and 4-time world champion Alessandro Piccini to the title. But if people only knew back then what they were about to witness. Beggio won again in Salbri to defend his title a year later, already a very commanding statement in the world of karting. But in 1997, back in Italy, weeks after Beggio had secured an European Championship title, he flipped his kart in the practices for World Finals. Suffering from incredible pain and dislocated shoulder, Beggio limps to a P4 in qualifying and somehow secures a P5 in the pre-final, trying to save all his strength for the final. With little to no power to hold the wheel and shift the gears, he wins his 3rd world title in front of his home fans, proving his incredible determination and passion, finishing just ahead of Danilo Rossi. He wasn't too shabby in the single-speed karts either, claiming 2 podiums in the Formula Super A World Championships as well. His 4th consecutive shifter title came from the US in 1998, cementing him as one of the best and most dominant karting drivers ever. After a P10 in the dramatic 1919 World Championships, Beggio goes on to win the final true 125cc World Championship in Marienburg, Belgium in 2000, securing his 5th title in the gearbox category. After that, the living legend never missed out on a top 10 finish in the World Championships ever again, be it in Formula Super A or Formula C. Today, he is still very active off and on the track as a coach and an RC model racer. I wanted to highlight another name that many of you may recognize, who didn't make the list of best 5, but has also set a possibly unbeatable record. Jan Magnussen, father of Kevin Magnussen, was a 3-time world champion karting. In fact, he was one of 2 drivers in the history of karting to win the junior title twice, because usually top juniors are the eldest and ready to switch to seniors. But after his 1989 title, that's exactly what he did. He snatched the 1990 senior title only a year after triumphing in juniors, becoming the only junior to date that has won junior and senior titles in consecutive years. All of that makes you wonder, how is such dominance even possible? My friend was once asked, while watching my race, what was my performance advantage over the others. When he replied to the old man that all karts have strict restrictions and the gaps are only built by driving faster, the guy was shocked. He couldn't grasp how can one pull such a gap with driving alone. That's why I set up Kartletics, an online karting school with coaching from various category world champions of all ages. We help you every single step of the way by revealing what has worked for us and observing other great drivers with our trained eyes. If you ever considered taking up karting or looking to level up your game, head over to kartletics.com and see for yourself. From a driver to a fellow racer, I hope this will help you on your way to achieve your racing goals. Link is available in the description of the video. But before you go, we are yet to reveal the two most successful karting drivers of all time. Mike Wilson has scored the most ever World Karting Championship titles, all of which he secured in the single-speed categories. He dominated the first World Championship after CIK FIA introduced 135cc Formula K category in 1981 by winning 2 out of 3 races in Sweden, where future Formula 1 star Ayrton Senna finished 4th. In '82, Wilson defends his title against Lars Forsman, who missed out at home soil for the second consecutive year. The Briton remained unbeatable in 1983, becoming world and European champion. Engine failure with 2 laps to go from the lead kills his title hopes in 1984, but Wilson still secures the European crown. He is crowned for the 4th time a year later in Parma, Italy, and secures a P2 in Las Vegas, where CIK FIA held a breakthrough karting event, Eur AM Cup. Meanwhile, Michael Schumacher finishes P2 in the junior category in Parma. The year 1986 brought about mandatory side bodywork for Formula K category. The first World Championships in the US turned into a fiasco, with European drivers boycotting the event due to dangerous and unsuitable circuit. Mike Wilson had his license revoked for 6 months as other European drivers. Due to the absence early in the year, he did not race in the World Championships in 1987, but returned for a monumental battle to win his 5th world title on the last few meters in 1988. Wilson makes history in '89 by claiming a 6th World Championship title in Valence, France. The 135cc Formula K was soon discontinued due to the lack of interest, which is highly up to one-man dominance over the decade, Mike Wilson securing nearly every title he raced for. 1989 was also the first year transponders were used for timekeeping. The most successful karting driver of all time is Davide Fore, with 5 world titles and a World Cup win to his name across shifter and single-speed categories. He has been collecting karting titles for 25 years, since 1998, when he triumphed in the 100cc Formula Super A category. The single-speed World Championship took place far in the hills of Italy, where all top 8 finishers were local and only 3 non-Italians finished in the top 15. Yeah, that's why you may regret holding the World Championship in the land of pasta. Among his fellow countrymen star drivers, he left behind Kimi Räikkönen, who only in 3 years made his Formula 1 debut. It was in year 2000 when Fore reigns champion again in Formula Super A at Braga, Portugal. The field of drivers also featured Danilo Rossi, reigning shifter world champion Gianluca Beggio, Heikki Kovalainen and Vitantonio Luzzi, who also had a massively successful karting career. Luzzi went on to beat Fore in 2001, but both of them showed their backs to the likes of Gianluca Beggio, Michael Schumacher, Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg. Fore finished 3rd in 2001 and 2. In 2004, there was no one to beat him in Formula Super A in Italy, and a year later he once again secured another 3rd place. You see, Fore was not only racking up championships all over the world, but by the age of 30 he had already collected 7 World Championship podiums, including his 3 titles and a silver from 1995, and that was only the beginning of it. 2006 marked the farewell for 100cc engines and the introduction of rear bumpers into karting. The use of video technology in the dramatic 2006 World Championship caused the results to be modified a few weeks later. A sudden shower caused chaos and the final to be stopped, and the video footage showed some drivers, including the winner of the final, getting forbidden mechanical support, which led to many disqualifications. Davide Fore, who initially finished in P2, was therefore crowned a 4-time world champion. The same year, he repeated Danilo Rossi's double crown in single speed and shifters within the same season. Officially, the shifter world championship were held as World Cup. but it can well be considered his 5th World Championship. He secured the Super ICC title no less dramatically, claiming victory after a false start penalty for Jonathan Thunnell. Even more podiums in shifters in 2008, 2011 and many top 10 finishes marked the end of his title runs for a decade, allowing younger drivers to steal the show. But with the introduction of shifter masters categories at the pinnacle of karting championships, Fore reigned supreme again in 2023 for his 2nd shifter title and officially 5th but virtually 6th World Championship. The same year he also clinched his first Super Nationals title in the US, just adding to his incredible collection. Today, at the age of 50, 5 World Championships, 3 World Cups, 2 European titles and countless prestigious karting event wins under his belt, Davide Fore is still racing and challenging young stars at the highest level. The Italian karting legend, whom I've had the chance to chase and race myself, is in a racing form at his age that drivers younger than us can envy and look up to. I hope this blast from the past was up your alley, and let me know if you'd like to see some more karting history featured on the channel. Who else would you have included in the list, or who do you consider the best of all time? Would love to hear your ideas and stories in the comments below. If you're keen to know why karting is such a competitive sport, click on this video and find out.